if you let certain people or change the community to a certain level. And the audios was basically doctrine to make it seem like the mayor was actually talking about black people, handicapped people, and old people. And I was a witness, and I stated that it is possibilities that audio and video can be alternated by the times and dates, and what they do is cut and paste. That's all they do is cut and paste. And what they did to me, they cut and paste out words that I used in the court and left words that basically, whereas they used it that I was incriminating myself. Although I had a acting attorney on this case. So I know it can happen. And what they used to, acquit the president of the United States, that's the same thing they're telling the individuals it doesn't happen. And now they can never, because this is going to be historical, they can never come back to an individual, regardless of what court, whether it's local court, whether it's the state court or federal court, and tell someone that a tape or document can't be can't be changed, a video can't be changed, because this is their whole argument that Democrats changed the tape and only gave a certain amount of information to the people and changed the dates and times. So you use the same strategy that you told to common people like myself that cannot happen. And I know it happened because the words I use. I'm not a person who use vanity, or you could say words that I don't typically conversate with. Okay? The words coming out of my mouth is the words I usually use because I'm used to using them. If I say pharmaceutical medication, I wouldn't say just medication, because I've been in the medical field for over 30 years. It's kind of like a brain tip. It's like a trigger. And when it comes to medicine, you don't just say medicine. You don't just say drugs. You kind of put a pronoun, now, active verb with what is taking place. And I'm the type of person that speaks very precise, very active, very assertive. I try not to use any words that I don't know. If I'm asking you something and I am typing in something, my spelling is horrible. Now, the spelling is horrible. And I agree with everybody on that. And they say, oh, your spelling is horrible. Yes, it is. Because most of the time, I'm writing too fast or I don't proofread. So I understand have no problem with it. But when it comes to using language, I use the language precisely. Whatever that person is doing, or I'm analyzing it, I try to use the correct words when it comes to anything. So them words that I used in the court of law wasn't words that I made up. Okay? So, like I said, they use the same strategy that they don't let individual use. And I'm just not putting myself up as an examination or example, okay? It's a lot of cases where they pretended that the documents was correct. And I can give an example in the Taylor's case, when they falsified all them warrants and documents of her being a trafficker when it came to drugs. And then when it came to actually showing the documents of who actually wrote that warrant, who signed it, who wrote it up and who signed it. Now, it's a procedure that you do. And when these procedures happen, is certain people must sign and or write it up and sign it before it becomes a warrant. Okay. I had the same situation that occurred to me, and that's why I pivot back to my case all the time, because these things trigger me thinking about this case that I had, and the person actually falsified documents to incarcerate me, so I won't sue them, or I want, just like my website, Meet Up to Speak Up. And every time I tried to speak up about this, they would put stigma on me. I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm basically, they was telling people that I was from Detroit. And I don't know how that would make me not know what I'm talking about. But I'm from Detroit originally, but I moved to your suburban town and been here for 15 years. And been analyzing and watching for 15 years. So when it comes down to meetings and different procedures, they seem like that I should not know about them because I am not on the intelligence side. And these are people who basically is non-intelligent, and they try to portray that people who actually know what they're talking about is the people who don't know what they're talking about. Now, I don't know if a lot of people can understand that. So this is just a little briefing because I want to make sure the lighting was okay and that you see me up close. So, because when I do the other videos, I'm in my kitchen and the lighting is really not as light as my patio door here. So I just want to make sure that you see me closely to understand what I am basically saying about when the panels, which is these are appointed or elected, but appointed basically, people who sit in chairs of economic groups, financial reports, different things like that. Some people, get to mix them mixed up with commissioners. Whole different set of strategy here. Very different. Very different. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get the pop-up video, whereas I'm going to show people the difference between what Congress panel does and basically similar to same what commissioners does, but commissioners basically is separated from overall, which is Congress, who make rules and regulations and change laws and statutes for the whole entire America, to local commissioners that change it in your county and districts. So people can understand the difference, and they will not think that someone is coming on a show or doing a video just because I don't do videos just because. I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera, and I can tell you that now. That's the reason why when I do run, and I'm going to start being a little bit more active when it comes to the media. But I have seen how the media took even my case, pivot back to my case, and didn't actually give me the chance to tell my own story. I sent them a video, and this is CB. It was a news media called CB. And I also sent my video and documents to Channel 2 and Channel 4. I tried to get in touch with Channel 7. They wouldn't even hear me until they wanted me to run my campaign election with their news media. And I refused. I refused because we have to understand this is not, and I understand it's a money factor, how much money you gain or how much money you can get donors to pay for your election, that you can make it, bigger than what it is, because that's what Democrats and Republicans rely on to function. I mean, they function off our money and off the donors' money. You can't get an organization to function off of nothing. So that's why it is very important for them to gain all this money, because they function off us, the money. But what I wanted to do, basically, is like something that Nancy Pelosi said she was going to do: combine a commission that can look over information and analyze different things that has occurred, which just Capitol takeover, and kind of structure it, letting normal individuals know that these things are real and they affect your life because they're over our lives. I had a person that text me or did a comment. And the comment was, just do your thing as a black person. I got a degree. I have served in the Army. I did my thing as a black person. So instead of always talking about the white man, do your thing as a black person. Well, I'd have to text them back and say, it's not about a black or white thing. This is about your life. Now, I can understand that's good for you. You received a degree. A degree is a piece of paper. Okay, I have a degree. It's a piece of paper. It don't regulate you unless you want it to regulate you. But the people that we have sitting in these chairs, they're supposed to be our senators and our Congress and our president of the United States, they actually regulate our lives. It is not about going to school and get a piece of paper and come out and you'll be better. Because even with that piece of paper, you're still being regulated. And you got to make sure the people who is regulating you is doing equal regulations. That means making it equally better for you to accomplish with that degree as well as others. So I don't know where this person lives, but I can say you can get associate, bachelor, a master, you can get a doctorate. But if that government is regulated over these rules and regulations and they're not equally treated correctly, then you can have any type of piece of paper you want, but it won't help you to accomplish the equalness of being a human. Now, I understand that a lot of people like to flex their degrees and their knowledge and their I'm better than the other. But it's not about being better than the other, because you can be that without a degree. But it's about equalness and making sure these people, and I said these people who we put in charge or be appointed to chairs And this is the thing that I was talking about when everybody found out. Let me give you a little example here. When everybody found out that the hood housing, that the actual doctor who has a doctorate degree, but Trump put him over housing, and he's from the same little county that I'm from. I completely forgot his name, but I'll think of it. But he has no skills and ability to do housing. He's a doctor. He specialize in procedures of medical, not the procedures of housing. That's why he didn't know what to do. That's why he didn't know how to analyze anything. Because you can have a degree, but if you're not specialized in it, or you've never been in it, and yes, you got a degree, you can get the job, but you don't know what you're doing. I've been in this situation several times where they offered me positions, and I turned them down. I'm not about to put individual lives in a situation because I want to be looked at as I'm the chief or the CEO, or I sit on a panel chair as a regent. I don't know what I'm doing. But these people that we have in our hands, we hold their lives in our hands. But I could take the position and not know what to do. Pretend. While you're destroying someone's life. That is amazing to me. I can't understand how a person can actually do that. But it's a lot out here who do not know what they're doing, take positions, become panels, chairs, make decisions over people's lives only on the structure of what someone else says. They don't go to the communities. They don't talk to the people. And this is the same way they do the structure in the justice system. You know, they don't talk to the people. They don't understand what, truthfully, to me, what they're doing. And I'm not putting all of them in one category. What I'm saying, majority of them that I have spoken to, that I have been around, that I have seen do situations whereas they knew nothing about it. They didn't want to get the information that was necessary to provide a truthful analyst or truthful analyzing of the situation. What they only wanted to do is what they was told to do, so they can walk up the ladder and get another position. That type of person should not be in our society running people's lives, because they're not researching it. They're not analyzing it. They're not trying to figure, was this true? Is this true? What solution I should use to solve the problem, besides just going by what someone tells you? But you don't want to listen to the individual who's trying to let you know, here's the documents, here's this, here's that. Oh, I want to hear that. This is what this female told me. I'm pivoting back to my situation that occurred. It's what the female told me in this situation. And she basically told me, get rid of your pride. He owns this court, talking about the judge. So I'm going to do what he tell me to do. And I'm like, how can you do what a judge tell you to do when it's illegal? You have to provide me with the documentations that are necessary to need to go further or to dispute this, You're not providing with the correct documents, but you will do what the judge tell you to. This person now is sitting on an organization claiming to be righteous. I can't stop the people from just not having any morals or any values about themselves. This person definitely do not have any morals or any value about herself. All she care about is climbing up the ladder. But see, in the long run, that's going to be more damaging to her than to anybody that she already damaged. So basically, I'm making this video so people can understand that it is not about revenge. It's not about just telling fake news. Because everything I say in my videos, I have paperwork and documents, regardless if they shredded them. Okay. I have paperwork and documents to show how certain systems need to be reformed. Certain people do not need to be judges. Certain prosecutors need to be brought on charges. And I will continue with the Meet Up, Speak Up. Although for 8 years now, I haven't received any results from the documents being put in through the departments that claim they help you. And I will get back to that situation. It is not a drag on. It's not a situation where I'm continuing to complain about. What I am doing now is showing how the dysfunction departments use their power to stop documents and how they stop people from actually telling the truth. So now it's more of a strategy technique of to show the individual, which that person will be named on the documentation, the department who supposed to help individuals but did not. Basically in my case and other cases, I'm going to show you too. But I'm going to get the video a little bit more structured so it can be done in a little bit more professional way. So I can pull up links and show you what their policy is when they told me that they can shred any type of evidence they want. And it was under the 25th Supreme Court ruling, which I would show you that is a lie. But this is a tester. Thank you for watching. This is Meet Up, Speak Up.